This is The Locker Room, where the coaches of Husson University talk sports.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Jeff Hoak, and this is The Locker Room, the show that introduces you to the coaches and athletes of the Husson University. And on today's show, we are pleased to be joined by head coach of the men's and women's track team, Kate Goopy, and later student athlete, Francesco Wright. First off, Kate, thank you for coming into the show today. Can you just give us a little background on about you and maybe something kids don't know?
I've been coaching here at Husson for 5 years. Previous to that, I was a high school coach, and I've even coached middle school.
So it's a big jump to come from high school to college, or was it easy transition?
It was a little bit difficult in high school. They are still very much adolescents and dealing with people that are actually transitioning into adults and acting as adults, living on their own, taking care of their own finances, and having to treat them as such, that they are equals in many parts for you.
What is the most that you enjoy about track that got you into being a coach today?
I started running when I was 12, so I've been running for several decades now, and I enjoy the sport as a person myself doing it, and so being able to share that joy and enthusiasm for it with athletes and encouraging them and watching them succeed is a lot of fun. More fun than being an athlete.
So you and the team just got back from a trip from California. It was a very successful trip, obviously. So what is it like going to a different state and competing with colleges that maybe you've never seen or heard of before? And what is the team chemistry like going on a trip like that?
Well, first, going to another state, it's fun to be a little bit anonymous. People don't know you. The expectations are different. The expectations are internal versus external pressures from programs that know yours. So it's nice to go and the athletes see people they've never seen before. They have no idea who those people are, so they're not intimidated. And they just go out and compete, and I think that's what our athletes did in California. We had 5 people qualify for New England's, which was big for our first meet. As far as the second part of the question in team dynamics, it's a little difficult to answer in the sense that we only were able to take half our men and half our women there. But the crew that did go were fantastic. They got along incredibly well. We lived in very close conditions for 7 days and traveled together and operated on a single schedule around each other, and they were fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better crew.
So it was obviously this is the second year of the men's track program. And this is your second year of coaching it. It's been 73 years. They were successful last year, and they're already off to a hot start this year. You've had kids breaking records and even just great meets so far. How satisfying is it to see a program that's been on a hiatus for so long become successful just so quickly?
Satisfying, I think more it's exciting to watch what the athletes are doing. It's because of them. They're the ones that have done a lot of work in the off season. They're the ones that have the goals and have come back and taken that hard work, and they're focusing it into their events. And we had a men's team meeting last week, and they have a goal as a team, and their individuals are trying to better themselves to meet that team goal. So that's really the really neat part of it.
Yeah. Going off that topic, so a lot of high school coaches coach both girls and boys. How hard is it for a college coach to be able to coach both men's and women's? Is there any hardships, or is it easier than what we all think it is?
Probably a little bit of both. I don't know. I think it's not something I focus on. We've got a track and field team, and I don't think they necessarily focus on that. They understand they've got event coaches, they've got a head coach that's there for both of them. And when we go to meets, we're one big team. We are Husson University, and the men are helping the women are helping the men, the coaches are helping both genders. It's one big unit. The only issue becomes when we have single gender meets, and then you have to divide your time accordingly, and that is difficult. I hate missing either gender competing.
So for both teams this year, what do you foresee in the either coming years or even this coming season?
I see more athletes coming on and qualifying for the New England Championships, I think. We have some that haven't even competed yet that will be in position to do so. And I think both teams are going to look for, top 2, top 3, top 1 finish at NACs. I don't know where they'll land, but I know what they're going to try for, and they're going to try and come out on top. And if we get second or third, they'll be happy too. And I think both teams are going to continue to help each other develop, and they're already helping with recruiting and things like that.
So just really quickly, just a quick question before we go to break. What as a coach is the hardest part and even the best part about doing this amazing sport?
The hardest part for me is because I deal with all the paperwork and bureaucracy of coaching, is that I don't get as much hands-on time as I would like with my athletes. I would love to be coaching them, working with them every day for hours on end on, form and technique and things like that. The best part is how many athletes I get to come in contact with. I get to go to practice and there's 50, 60 athletes there, and I get to check in with them and talk to them and see how they're doing, how their day is going, how their progress is going, and watch them succeed. It's fantastic.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on the show today, and when we come back, we will get a player's perspective of what it's like to run track with Francesco Wright. So stay tuned.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Cinderella found the pet that fits her perfectly. Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
Back to the locker room. I'm your host, Jeff Hoak, and we are pleased to be joined with student athlete Francesco Wright. So Francesco, tell us a little bit about yourself and what got you into the track and field.
Again, Francesco Wright. I'm from Vermont, and I didn't start doing track until my junior year of high school. Before that, I mainly focused on basketball, but then my junior year, my cross-country coach got me into it. So at first, I started off with all distance events, and then senior year, I started doing some shorter events. I started the hurdles and pole vault, and that's what I do now. The only reason I'm at Husson is because my coach, Kate Goopy, she sent me a letter about track and field here, and I've never heard of this school before that. So I got that. I checked out the school, had an awesome program that I love, and that's why I'm here.
So going off of the pole vault, you just got back from California. Obviously you broke the men's record for pole vault, and even though it is in its second year, how does an accomplishment like that make you feel, and what strides you to get better each day?
I mean, breaking your own record is awesome. Pole vaulters are so supportive, so at the meet, people found out pretty quickly I wasn't from California. They all found out I was from Maine, and I had a great day. Everything was feeling right. And all the parents and athletes started noticing it, and there was one parent who's like, who's this little kid from Maine killing everyone? Like, look at him go. And so just having everyone's support is awesome enough. And then just breaking your own record is something else. It's fun chasing someone, but when you're chasing yourself, it's a lot more motivation. It takes a different kind of person to do that. And so now just got to keep on raising that bar, honestly. Nothing more to it.
And it's always good to see Maine being represented in another state. So obviously, like I asked Coach Goupy, it's the second year of the men's program. How does it feel to be part of something that became successful so quickly? And is there any high expectations for this team going into its sophomore year?
I mean, it's awesome showing how we came out the first year with a punch, and a lot of people can use it's a young program, they can use that kind of a crutch, but our team, we don't take that, we don't accept that at all. We do it this is our second year, what can we do now? It's only our second year, we don't have the facilities, we don't have as many people. No, this is our second year, what are we doing? How many more records are we breaking? How many more people are we sending to New England's? And we have the team with the personalities that are just all so determined and so killer that we're willing to do that, put in all the extra work for it.
Now, you're a student athlete, and everyone on the men's team struggles hard to juggle classes and obviously sports. What do you see as being the hardest part, and maybe even the best part about being a student athlete?
I mean, hardest part, yeah, just learning how to juggle your time, priorities. I mean, you can't hang out with friends till 2 in the morning, just hanging out in their rooms anymore. You have to make sure you're rested for your sport and also for classes. But the best part is everyone's in the same boat on the team. Our team is really close. We all go to meals together. We're always hanging out together. So it's not like we're stranded by ourselves to do that. Like, I know if I want to go do homework, I can text a few of the guys on the team and we'll go and take over a classroom at night and we'll all be together doing it that way. So. Yeah, it's hard, but having a group of people that all have the same goals and all are willing to put in the work makes it so much easier.
So you do a lot of team bonding and other stuff. Speaking of team bonding, a couple of things on that. So what kind of team bonding do you guys like to do? Do you guys go out on the town, maybe bowl, or just anything that might get you together as a team and work together?
I mean, we're together as a team a lot. We have practice 5 days a week, so that itself is a lot of time together. And then most of the time we go to meals together afterwards in the dining hall, so that's something. And then a lot of team bonding comes from recruits. When recruits come, I'll text the guys like, hey, I have a guy staying with me, and I'll have 5 guys in my room within 10 minutes. And so that's where we get a good amount of bonding in. And we're at the point now, it's like, you don't have to force team bonding because all of us, we want to hang out with each other. So we're always willing to be with each other and just have fun with each other.
Just one quick question before we wrap up. Fundraiser this last week, you guys did something for Buffalo Wild Wings. How did that go?
It went very well. We raised a good amount of money. It's not that hard to do it, just get in contact with them. And then my coach had set up a lot of it, actually. So, like, I was the one that fronted the project, but realistically, I didn't do too much. My coach already had that set up for me, which is pretty awesome, and just talked to a few people, so that's fun.
Well, Francesco, we want to thank you for coming on the show today. And when we come back, our Husson Athletes of the Week.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Get your ass out. You're not sitting here. Yes, I am. Move! Give it to him hard!
No.
Every day, kids witness bullying.
Why you stab me with it? No.
They want to help,
Ow.
but don't know how.
Oh,
Teach your kids how to be more than a bystander. Visit stopbullying.gov.
And welcome back to the locker room. I'm your host, Jeff Hoak. Before the break, we were pleased to be joined by Kate Goopy and Francesco Wright of the men's and women's track team. Now we turn our attention to Husson's Athletes of the Week. We want to give a congratulations to this week to our guest, Francesco Wright, who won Male Athlete of the Week. Francesco became one of the first men to qualify for the Division III New England Championships in pole vault with this vault of 410 meters on the female side, softball pitcher Alana Healy took home the nod after grabbing 4 wins on the team's Florida trip with just a .5 ERA. And that's all the time we have for this episode of The Locker Room. We would like to thank Kate Goopy and Francesco Wright for coming on the show today. You can follow The Locker Room on the Twitter at lockerroom_TV. If you'd like to watch this episode or any previous episode again, go to our NESCom journalism channel on YouTube. You can catch that next edition of The Locker Room on April 3rd. For everyone working hard behind the scenes, I'm Jeff Hoak, and have a great rest of your day.